Welcome to the Antonio Parkinson Project. Today, we're talking Marvin Sapp, the good Reverend Doctor.
I said, close them doors.
And we got special guest, producer, T. Berry in the building. So don't go anywhere. Hit that subscribe button. We'll be right back. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast in the Memphis market. Let's go. Let's give it up for them one more time, right? Hey. We got T. Berry in the building. I think this is gonna put us at 7.5 million. What you think? Because we got something viral coming out of this, right? Yeah. Give it up for my lovely co-host Angelika Geli Woods in the building.
I'm learning a lot. I should have been a producer.
Hey man, just about a weekend and a half ago, me and Angelika went and hung out. But I ain't gonna tell the story. I will not tell the story.
Really? So petty.
I will not tell the story. I will not tell the story. All I will say is I'm a Cancer and I'm very empathic. So I pick up on energy.
Yes.
And Angelika completely missed the energy. But I'm
always in my own little world.
Man,
it drives my husband crazy. He's like, you pay attention. No, I be in my own world.
Pay attention. Pay attention to
your
doctor. You gotta pay attention, right?
Yeah.
Right. Give it up for my DJ. That's my DJ, DJ Kojak in the building. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, 3 producers in the building. And give it up for the super producer, T. Berry in the building. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yeah, we're excited to have you, man. Thank you again, man, for being here, man. So you produce Sauce Walker. Yeah, Sauce Walker. You know, honestly, and you know, I'm more into, you know, I produce hip hop rap.
Yeah.
You know, and actually got artists signed right to be right now, and but I listen to vibe music, right? You know, I'm on some man. Give me something that can help relax.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
And so Sauce Walker, I and you know, just a transparency moment. I hadn't heard of him until you know a week and a half ago or so. You know, when he was here in Memphis, and of course, you know, everybody knows the story. Sauce Walker was shot, and Say So P was shot and killed, and it was a big story. I think we got a little video. Josh, go to that video. Yeah, and so you know, and I didn't want to, you know, play any of the commentary because you know, I do want to send you know, some of my condolences to Toya Redwing. You know, her son Say So P was killed in that incident, and you know, he is a Raleigh, you know, native, you know, straight right here from Exit 8 38128. You know, and you know, I don't want to say thoughts and prayers, you know, because that's so cliche, but I'm my heart is with you. Right, because you know, I just you know buried my closest friend too just a week ago. So you know, Sauce Walker. So first of all, let me ask this: when you heard about that situation, what went through your head, through your mind?
Man, I was here.
You were here.
So you were here.
I was here.
Wow.
I was here, and then, you know, things come across your timeline and things like that, and sometimes you got to kind of dig deep to make sure there ain't no fake news. People can fabricate a bunch of stuff. Yeah. But when I seen a bunch of people back in Houston who I know Sauce well, who are on my timeline, who I've associated with, and they were, you know, genuinely concerned that I knew something was wrong. And for me, I didn't know his artist that well. Right. And I kind of don't know the backstory on what he was, you know, what he was about out here. But I ain't gonna lie to you. I hope that Sauce was okay. That's all I could, you know what I'm saying, think by the time, because I've been knowing him, like I said, since I moved to Houston. Right. As a youngster. He's always been a great talent, and the cast that he come up under, you know, artists that he has. So it was really more so I was just hoping that he was all right. Yeah. My main thing, you know what I'm saying? Really couldn't feed into much of why it happened, or, you know what I'm saying, things of that nature. But it didn't put me in the mindset of where we're at. Where we're at within the music industry. I mean, this is and I kind of talk to like a lot of young artists that I meet. I was like, bro, this is this music industry and the life that comes with it, man. You got the lines, when those lines start to blur and it's when you have problems.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? So there's too many young cats out here making good money, a good living. But, you know, sometimes you got to think about, you are a business. I think a lot of times they forget you are a business. You know, and sometimes a lot of cats that aren't in the business, sometimes you never know what they're thinking. So sometimes you just got to be leery and start, you know, put a lot more thought in what you're doing.
Yeah. You know, go ahead, Coach. Were you about to ask?
I was saying, especially what you put out there, you know. Not to saying it because the young man from Memphis, I mean, he was a great guy, you know. I know his family, you know what I'm saying. So he really went on no crazy stuff like that. It just made it, you know. So horrible, man. Like you just said, when they blur the lines, when the lines blurred like that. It's not the people that's in it, it's people that's outside looking in. They trying to see if you is who you really say you is, and they gonna try you like that.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what? And I think it's especially when you talk about two big great cities when it comes to music, what they've given to the culture of music. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of thing you don't want that to be the only thing that Memphis and Houston, they known for the you know what I'm saying, because there's too much talent in both cities. You know what I'm saying? I've been a fan of Memphis music since I was back home in Miami. I tell people like cats I meet in Memphis, and I say, bro, look, I was one of the first cats in Miami to buy NOG and Lil Blunt album.
Man, what? Man, what you know about that?
Don't get them started.
NOG and Lil Blunt.
Come on,
you know
man.
what I'm saying? Man, listen. And I do want to ask, before I ask it, let me say this. Now I ain't going in front. Now shit.
Oh Lord.
Let me flex a little bit.
Go do it.
Man, Memphis at the top of the food chain when it comes to the rap industry, baby. Because look, hey, we can man go down a whole list for several years. I mean, I'm talking about 20 years now. You know, when we've been feeding this beast. But here's my question though. Here's the unfortunately. That's great to be at the top of the food chain, but should these rappers be receiving hazardous pay? Because this thing has shifted, right? To where we're losing a rap artist almost weekly. I mean, let that marinate for a second.
It's crazy.
Seriously, almost weekly we're hearing in the news where a rapper has been killed or indicted, or But so how has, in your estimation, since from the slip and slide days, how have you seen the rap industry evolve into that space?
Well, for one, I'm gonna tell you like this. There's a lot of moving parts to it, and a lot of those moving parts are not always in the best interest of the culture and the people that seem to gain a lot from the music industry.
Right.
Come on now.
Let's be 100. It's
at the Antonio Parkinson Project. So give us the uncut version.
A lot of these labels, man, they don't
speak.
Your life is only as valuable as what they can cash out at the end of the month.
Somebody else said that on the show.
They did. You know,
I mean, even when Dale Corey was on Breakfast Club,
he said the same thing.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, and he told them, we don't give a shit if you're a junkie. We don't give a shit if you gonna smoke till you die. Yeah. Right? We want that record.
We want that record so we can cash in. So I think it behooves people in the industry such as yourself, me, producers, writers, songwriters, artists, to take that into consideration and say, hey, look, you know what? As an artist, I am now a business. I need to start protecting my business.
And your legacy.
And everything that comes attached to it. Because if not, people say, do they really have insurance policy?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yes.
Yeah, they're protecting their
just like the
investment.
NFL has a policy on each one of those athletes. Just like the NBA has a policy on each one of those players. They have a policy. So you can produce while you're live, Well, you can produce or you dead, and they're gonna get their money.
Yeah.
And they're gonna get the money after you die.
After
They're
you
gonna
die.
keep on.
Yeah,
Right,
so
right.
They're gonna get more.
Right.
So how does it evolve to now to where I think back when I was just in, I'm a kid of the 80s.
Mm-hmm.
So when you had Run DMC and all those groups, Dougie Fresh coming out,
Mm-hmm.
the people that were involved in their careers really had a real sense of the personal aspect of it and the business aspect. And they were able to say, this is how we're going to mold this, and people really lived. That's why you see a lot of those artists, they're still alive for a certain reason.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But once the start shifting and you start getting into more technology, money's moving faster with CDs, and digital downloads and all that. Money's quick.
Yeah.
Don't let nobody tell you the music industry is dead.
No.
2021, these labels made about $19 billion digitally.
Billion with a B.
That's just it.
And they own the streaming. And they own the streaming company.
Yeah,
Let me go to this. Let me go to this. Doc, I see you over there, Doc. I see you, Doc. Let me ask you this though. I think about let's walk through this for a second, right? I think about Tupac, Biggie, right? The labels made a killing off the East Coast, West Coast beat. You think about the distributors for Death Row. You think about the distributors for Bad Boy. You think about and those folks that were really controlling everything. And here's something else I said. I remember when Kyrie Irving was going through what he was going through, right? And and folks got mad at me and they was calling me anti-Semitic, right? Because I said, now Kyrie, if you want your contract back, call black women bitches and hoes, right? Yeah. Say that you're gonna shoot a N-word, right? This, that, and other, and they will not only give you your contract back, but fund you to the hill, right? And they got mad at me because I was speaking the truth. I'm an uncut elected official, right? And so I don't know what to be scared of, and I say this too about the record industry. They will fund you to the tune of millions of dollars, your project, where they'll loan it to you, and you're gonna pay it back on your percentage, right? On your points. But fuck around and say, I'm gonna kick this dog, right? Fuck around and say, I can't stand gay folks, right? Fuck around and say, anything about a Jewish person. Man, stripped. Man, they gonna snatch that rug from under you so fast, man. But if you say, hey, beat a nigga, kill a hoe. Pimp a hoe, she's a bitch. Don't snitch. Man, they gonna hey, look, $1 million contract.
We're gonna go to Facebook jail today.
Where's the
Facebook jail?
I think what we have to do, and this is something that I'm always been an advocate, is of the boutique labels that help groom and nurture. We don't have boutique labels like we used to have. Think about it.
Yes, sir.
The boutique labels from 15, 20 years ago.
Yes, sir.
A lot of those artists are still here.
Yes, sir.
Because those boutique labels were a family knit.
Yes, sir.
They were close. You had producers, songwriters, executives who, man, look here. This is what we're doing collectively.
Right.
It wasn't just me.
Right.
It was collective family. So those boutique labels, they nurtured, they developed artists. They gave them media training.
Right.
They gave, when you moved out, you moved as a unit.
That's
you know what I'm saying? And you had people that if you weren't an asset and you were a liability, you couldn't be in that unit.
Yeah, and they developed artists. Artist development is dead. Artist development
that was the first
died.
deal.
Right.
Yeah,
With the boutique label.
Exactly. But guess what? That's what labels they want back now.
They need it back. They need it back.
They're looking for boutique labels. You have there's certain labels that want to nourish and help be the catalyst for the boutique labels, because they see like, okay, we keep going in the direction that we're going in, we ain't gonna have many artists.
Right.
We need a boutique label. Right. Develop them. We'll give you the budget. You develop them. We bust the money down with you, and we just keep making you incubate these artists and grow them. Right. To being great artists. They have longevity. You know, today an artist's career, 2 to 3 years is long.
Man, listen, when we knew. Look, hey, but T-Berry, we knew this was coming when they simply started giving the deals for one song. Right.
Like TikTok hit.
Right. You hot in Memphis. So we'll do a single deal. Right. And then it started going to that, right? Even creating bodies of work is almost rare at this point. That's crazy.
Yeah. Well, again, that goes back to the individual side of it. Just doing it. But when you create that unit where you have producers and writers and artists and the people who do all the admin work, that work collectively.
Yeah.
You wind up having an artist that has a 10-year career. Take Kendrick Lamar.
Right.
Take Drake. Take beat J. Cole.
Right.
You know, they had a unit of people around them that they worked on a boutique label. They groomed them, and they have these great long careers.
Glorilla.
And that's what Glorilla. She's in it.
Yeah.
So that's where I see. That's why I see the boutique labels coming back now, because the labels are looking at it like, you know what, we need to get back there.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Yeah.
When you get back to the boutique label, so who's out there got a boutique label? We ready to do some business with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I like to see.
Yeah.
That's why I'm partnering with the people I'm partnering with now, because I know they have all the wherewithal to make a boutique label go. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I love it. Okay, we're getting a hook from Nicole. So listen, we ain't say one thing about the good Reverend Doctor, but when we come back, we're going to talk about Marvin Sapp, talking about lock them doors.
Lock them.
Run me my bag.
Lock them.
Right? So don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. We got T. Berry in the building. You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
I can't say no to your job, cause I wanna lose my mind with you. I can't say no to your love, cause I wanna lose my mind with you.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Elise Neal. You are watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Welcome back to the Antonio Parkinson Project. You're watching the fastest growing visual podcast.
Say that.
Market. What
Say
a great
that.
show. Give it up for
Yes.
Say that. Yes.
We're not going off one note that we spent all that time preparing for Nicole.
Hey, we did.
Six
Nicole,
pages,
hey,
too.
look,
We got
Right,
about
6 pages wasted.
and we're gonna have to hear it from Nicole.
Yeah,
Nicole,
she ready
gonna
right
do-
now.
She is. You know, but you know what? I'm so thankful. First of all, thank you. Give it up for T. Berry.
Yes,
in the building.
come on.
Yes, sir.
I don't know.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Listen. I'm so thankful for this because you know what our goal here at the Antonio Parkinson Project is we want to have fun, but more importantly, we want to educate people.
Yeah.
Right. And this is a great education for people. Right. And before we get started, I want to send a shout out to the Floyd family. Shout out to Pastor Sheila Floyd and the whole
Pastor
Pursuit of
Sheila.
God Transformation Center
My
church. We
home.
just buried my best friend.
Yes.
You know, a week ago, Pastor Ricky Floyd, who was actually murdered in downtown Memphis. And you know, so it's going to be a long process, but you know, we stand with the Floyd family and truly appreciate the love and the outpouring of support for my closest friend's wife and his children and his grandchildren. So we're thankful for you. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
Speaking of pastors, Angelika, the good Reverend Dr. Marvin Sapp.
Okay, can I say this first?
You
During
can say
our
what you want to
discussion,
say. Because you're a preacher's kid, right? You're a
I am
PK, right?
yeah.
Okay, all right.
But my dad's a real PK. Let's put that out there.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, damn.
Thank you. Let's put that because there is a
Shade.
difference.
Kojak,
There's like-
shade.
No, I'm not saying Marvin ain't. I didn't say that.
I didn't know what you were saying. Who you saying that ain't? Then
'cause
TG
that's where
Jakes? Who was
that's where
saying
the
that?
conversation gonna go. So
Right,
I wanted to nip that in the bud earlier. So during our discussion, you guys thought it was a recent video. It was not a recent video. This video.
Wait a minute. But they were saying he was arrested for
that's not
kidnapping,
true.
right?
Back to what T. Berry said. He said that you gotta do your research. People be lying. He
The
did not get
internet is
arrested.
unforgiving, man. They don't give a damn.
Especially with AI, they can change
a lie don't
everything and
care who tell
everything.
it. They create Marvin Sapp in handcuffs with
Yes.
AI. Right.
Really?
Right.
You can, but no, this resurfaced from 2024 when he was.
So it's
and
not
like I
even
said,
recent?
It's not even recent. Thank you. All right, let me read verbatim. Yes, because they
Okay.
argued with me yesterday.
Damn, Kojak.
This
T-Berry?
resurfaced from July of 2024 when he during the 109th Pentecostal Assembly that was in Baltimore.
Okay.
So it resurfaced in March. So this is an old video.
Okay.
Like I said, I had to put that out.
Well, speaking of video, let's see the video. Go ahead, Josh, run that video.
I said, close them doors. Ushers, close the doors. Close the doors. Close the doors. It's 1,000 that's watching online. This is a small seed. If I get 1,000 online to give this, if I get 1,000 in the sanctuary to give this, that's $40,000 tonight. Now, everyone up here, we've all sold and seeded, but I need everyone standing up here with us, with me, to plant a seed of $100. Because again, it costs to sit up here. And this is what I need you to do. If you're giving electronically, or even if you're giving tangibly, I'm gonna have y'all come to the altar and give it, because I need to see 1,000 people moving. Bring them baskets. I want the baskets up here. I want to see the folk. Y'all start moving. Y'all can bring it right now. Come.
Marvin.
Niggas
Never would have made it.
I didn't think you had a note like that in you. Okay, I'm surprised
Hey,
today.
man, I got some
Oh my
lungs.
God.
I got some lungs.
He has
Okay.
received backlash, of course.
Okay.
So many people on social media accuse SAP of using
Coercive?
tactics
Uh-huh.
to solicit donations.
Hmm.
Okay. They called it a shakedown, actually.
Wow.
A
Damn.
shakedown. Of course, he issued an apology saying that was never his intent. He
Shit.
did not lock no doors. He told them to close the doors.
Shit.
We're gonna get in an argument about this, but yes, okay, that's all I got to say.
Man, them ushers was back there like, but Reverend.
That ain't what they
No.
no. See.
He said, close. What did he say?
Close the door.
And it wasn't for him. It was for like a conference to raise money for a conference. See, Brad, don't you engage? Don't you engage?
He
with
was
foolery.
sap Pendergrass.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey, right.
So yes, I don't know.
But you know, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. To me, just in my estimation, my pastor comes from Fred Price,
Okay.
you know,
I don't know who that
lineage,
is, but
right?
okay.
Fred Price, you know who Fred Price is in LA,
No, me
right?
either. It's okay.
And they can they know how to raise money, but it's never been, lock the door, don't move, empty them pockets. How did they say it in Florida? What they say?
Don't do it.
What the lid read?
What the lyric?
Why did I say don't do it?
What
What the lid read?
I ain't got
Congregation?
nothing, Reverend. Look, I ain't got nothing. Look, hey, armor bearers, turn him upside down and shake him. Right.
I'm not laughing at the
What's your
fool,
thoughts on
okay?
that, man?
Man, I for me when I saw it, I was like, man, I'm hoping this was just a practical joke that at the end of the clip, I was going, I was just playing with y'all, but never saw that. He say he was. I don't know if he said he was serious or he was joking or what, but it looked like he was for real. He told the ushers to close the door about 4 times. I mean, the ushers was like, wait, Rev, you for real? Rev?
Right, they were like,
You
what
tripping?
I mean,
Fire hazard.
The ushers looking like this,
Yeah.
like,
Like, what, man?
What?
Come
That's
on.
not-
What, Rev, what you saying?
Rev, that's a kidnapping charge. They're gonna
Yeah,
charge
it
me.
is. It is, man. I don't think it's I ain't gonna lie to you. Some of these mega churches,
Oh,
man, come on now. Which one of them dudes got mad at they congregation because they wouldn't buy him a new jet?
Yeah,
remember
was
that.
that Creflo?
Creflo. He
Was
had
it
a G5,
Creflo
he wanted
or
G6.
He wanted.
or
He wanted
what's
to
the
step it
other
up.
one? Eddie Long? It was Eddie Long or Creflo? It was someone.
One of
Yeah,
One
Creflo.
of them.
Dollar.
Yeah.
Last name Dollar.
So yeah, I think that's I think for a pastor, he has to have a little bit more I don't know what you call it. Pastoral sense.
He's a pastoral.
Like in this day and age where
A little more
everything gets
discerning.
recorded,
Yeah,
as soon as he said close the door, every phone probably went up in there like, oh, what you talking
not
about?
close them, lock the doors.
Yeah.
I think he used the wrong
Wait.
choice of words.
Yeah.
He said close.
I thought he said lock the door.
No, he said close. And then when he went back, he
Yeah, I
came
thought he
back.
said lock
He
'em,
came
too.
back to clear it up.
I thought he
Yeah.
said
And
lock.
He said lock the
anybody.
doors. And he had
He said close the door. He said
Okay.
close the door.
Okay.
He said anybody could leave
Right.
Close,
if they
lock.
wanted to.
Right.
Did he say that?
But yeah, no, he didn't say that. But
Oh, I'm
Okay,
gonna
look.
say,
Oh,
How you gonna add when you
hell
finally say
no.
something you want to
when
answer
he
story?
cleared it up, he
Okay.
cleared it up. He said, "Listen,"
said
he
we
said,
cleared
"The
it
door." I
Yeah, it
said,
was never
"Close the door." They could have left. They wanted to, but everybody know if you in church and they close the doors, you can't get up and just leave like that.
But Kojak, normally the pastor says the doors of the church are open.
Yeah, never
That's
closed.
to come to the
Right.
front for your whatever you call it.
But they always, what happened to the building fund money?
Man.
Every
What
church got a
happened to
building
the
fund.
motherboard
Okay,
money?
I can't say
Right.
something. There's always scrutiny around churches having money. For some reason, churches is not supposed to have money. You're supposed to be in poverty. You can't be a bit. We're supposed to talk about our church is really business.
Are they?
I don't,
Oh, you don't want
They
to
are.
comment? Huh?
no,
they
they have
absolutely
to be. I said if you have
It's a
if you have a light
business.
bill,
It's a
you gotta
nonprofit
pay
organization.
staff. I mean, you just can't say I'm a I'm not a business, and my life ain't gonna get turned off today.
Right, you can't say that, but at what point though, Angelica, the PK? Please finish your sentence. I'm sorry.
Since you want to put on the PK,
it's this thing
now
that
for my
father.
My father, he was not paid a salary, so he had a full-time job. He didn't have no salary. Technically, we would consider poor.
Angelica, y'all ain't have but 5 members. That was you, your mom, and your 3 sisters.
Whatever. I'm just saying. And he had, and guess what? We had to get the lights paid.
Yeah,
sometimes I had to pay
wasn't tithing.
I tithe.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
As a young kid, as soon as I got a job, I always tithe. I've been tithing since I was 13.
Yeah,
I need you to pay me 10%.
The whole 10%.
The whole 10%.
Even
if I get
no
paid,
offering, just tithe.
No. I tithe and give offering.
T-Barry, let me qualify this for you.
Okay.
No, I don't.
They are from Iowa. They were the only black folks in Iowa.
Close to Iowa.
They were the only, aside of Tracy Spencer, they were the only black folks in Iowa.
Have you been to Iowa? I'm not the only.
Yes, I have.
Am I the only black person in Iowa?
I only been in Des Moines.
They got black people there, right?
Yeah, in Des Moines, yeah.
Yeah, they do.
That's because of. What's the name from Des Moines?
Who's that?
Chili.
Chili.
Yeah, Chili.
Yeah.
But she got on down.
But she claimed Atlanta. She don't claim
Yeah.
Iowa. She claimed like, she's from Atlanta.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I went to Des Moines. The Drake relays was dope.
Yeah. Oh, you been to Drake relays?
Yeah, they were live.
See,
my artist when we went on tour with Wayne got shot in Des Moines.
See, thank you. Now give us some credibility. Y'all heard
that? From Chicago though.
Right.
Because they migrate there, and it turns. Yeah,
they go there to hide.
Yeah, they do. They cross that border.
Right down the street. Yeah.
Or HUD is a little better in Iowa. You can go right now, get on HUD, and get you a place. There ain't no waiting list. Yeah, some good living. I'm just saying you can. No waiting list. But anyway, there's always scrutiny around giving.
When I think about Iowa, though, I think about Belly. Right, even though that was Nebraska, right? Big Head Rico, right? Right.
Omaha,
Omaha. That's right.
Yeah, Omaha didn't listen.
Big Head Rico
said, "Don't be fooled."
Omaha got more black people than Iowa.
Thank you. Omaha, don't get mixed up now.
The number one hater scene ever shot, ever. Was Big Head Rico eating that banana? No, I don't like that shit right there. I don't like that shit. Drop a dime on them.
Now you make me want to go watch it when I get home.
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Hey y'all, let me wrap this show up. Thank you, Nicole, because Angelica's trying to ADHD us talking about some Iowa barbecue and
whatever y'all some barbecue.
But look, you've been watching the Antonio Parkinson Project. Make sure you hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next week. And we
Boss dripper, like a broke faucet, diamond teether, and my neck glossing, project flossing, taking no lossing, ain't trying to go up that creek like Dawson, ain't no pausing, no stagnation, pockets on swole like pregnation, brand new house, brand new cars, I'm from the hood, gentrification, money flipper, straight go getter, I want the back and keep the liquor, partner strapped in, we never slipper, God gon' keep us, he gon' deliver, pata, still on the money, the bag, some more and some more, my face on that flag, ew, still on the money, the bag, some more and some more, my face on that flag.
Mic check, 1, 2, 3. Mic check, this your boy, Pimp Type, MJG.
Yeah, man, and this your dog, Big Ball.
And y'all know what this is. This the Antonio Parkinson Project. You hear me?
You're watching the Antonio Parkinson Project.
Powered by Black Market Strategies.